Evening, Rabbi Chaim. Welcome to everyone on Torah Anytime. Thank you for bringing Shiurim to all of Klal Yisrael. Thank you to Rabbi Chaim for being a source of Torah and Tefillah in Mansi Baruch Hashem. Zera Shimshon on Rosh Hashanah is found in Parshas Emor, page Kuf Aleph, 101. Letter Dalid begins with the words Medrash Rabbah. Tonight's Zera Shimshon Shiur is sponsored by Shmuel Berger, Le'ila Nishmas Freda Rivka, Bas Rabbi Yosef Halevi, Zechroina Levracha, whose yard site is on Shabbos. It is also co-sponsored in the memory of Oded David ben Yeshayahu Yechiel, popularly known as Dedi, whose yard site is tonight. Ken. Milo Zocher Dedi. Ken. That's right, his second yard. Sikarti Oto.
It's also the birthday of the world.
Oded David ben Yeshayahu Yechiel.
It's also the birthday of the world.
Yehuda Aryeh ben Hachaver Menachem. Those are the sponsors for tonight. Medrash Rabbah Al Aposik B'Chodesh Hashvi Be'echad LaChodesh. The Torah Kedosha writes in Parshas Emor all the Moyadim B'Chodesh Hashvi Be'echad LaChodesh. Zog the Medrash Rabbah on this parsha. The Zera Shimshon quotes part of the Medrash. Reb Rachye Posak Tiku b'chodesh Shofar Bekese liyoim Chagenu Ki choik liYisrael Hu Mishpat Alekei Yaakov. When do we say this, Rabbi Isai? You said it today. Today it's the Yom of Yom Chamishi. And it's also the Yom of Rosh Hashanah. What's what we say as the Yom of Rosh Hashanah. Pasach Rebbe Brachia. Tiku b'chodesh Shofar. How is David HaMelech telling us V'chi kol chadoshim eino chodesh tiku b'chodesh. Kol chodesh. Ela b'keseh. So you want to identify ma miyuchad, I'm reading you the Lashon of the Medrash. The Zera Shimshon doesn't quote the entire Medrash. He just quotes k'ta'im, little pieces. I'm quoting the whole thing for you. The moon is always hidden. Ela liyoim chagenu. Must be, it's Yom Chagenu. It's identifying the days. B'alei Nisim, in Chodesh Nisan, which is also a day that the moon is hidden. So how are we identifying that this Chodesh is Rosh Hashanah? Continues the Medrash. Ele'ezu Chodesh shenichnesh v'yesh loy chag v'chagoy ba'oisoy yoim. The chag is on the first day of the Chodesh when the Levana is hidden. And that, Eyata Moitzel b'chodesh Tishrei. B'chodesh hazeh, in this month, the Chag is Tiku b'chodesh Shofar Bekese liyoim Chagenu. Ki'ilu, the Medrash is saying, At yodeh lama ze Chag? You want to know why I have a Yom Tiv? Because Bakese, because the moon is hidden. That's a reason to celebrate. That's a siba lemisiba. Why? Mayesh. Why? Because it's hidden, so therefore we should be b'chagiga. The answer is in the Zohar HaKadosh. He's soon going to quote it. Odmat. The answer is in the Zohar. Because when you need the moon to testify against the Yidden, you can't find it. There's nothing, no one's saying, the moon is not saying anything wrong. Bakese, it's hidden. Kach katuv b'zoyar, but we'll see. The Zera Shimshon is going to quote it.
You're also compared to the
Avadeh. That's the whole pshat. We're getting there. You're saying, you're saying gut mizok shein. Yeah. Next. Yes. Bashoifer continues the medrash. Tiku b'chodesh shoifer bekesa liyoim chagenu. B'chodesh zeh tischadshu maseichem. You should be mechadesh your maisim. Bashoifer b'chodesh hazeh shapru maseichem. The word shofar also can be explained as a lashon of nice. Like, remember Shifra and Pua? Why was she called Shifra? Mishaperet. Right? Shifra, shofar is a lashon Shapira, which is a lashon of nice. Shapru ma'aseichem. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Im shifartem maseichem, if you make yourself into like shipur, tamishtaper, which means you get better, then ani maseh arein naslachem kishoifer. I'm going to do for you like a shoifer. You know what it is? Ma shoifer machnes bezeh moitzi bazu. The shoifer, you go in one side, you come out the other side. It's like a tunnel. Nichnas bezeh v'yoytze bezeh. Kach ani omed bekisei adin v'yoyshev akisei rachamim. V'hoyf lechem midas adin lemidas harachamim. Eimatai b'chodesh hashvi. When is it b'chodesh hashvi? I got to tell you, the olam who watches doesn't know that we get food. The Eibishter wanted that this shiur should be lishma. So the food didn't show up. Okay, you think it's a mistake, it's not a mistake. The Eibishter wants that everybody should come to Shwan. Afterwards, they'll be able to have good food. In the meantime, the shiur started, so even if the food shows up, the Torah is more important than the food. So I'm asking...
The sponsor's not listening.
No, let the sponsor know he's going to get schar for making a su'uda afterwards. I'm asking when the food shows up, that the olam should not go to the food and not disturb the Torah, because it's your opportunity to show I came for learning. And getting up and going to now take food would be a bizoyin for the Torah. So I'm asking the olam, okay, be'ezel lashan lagid, be'yiddish, be'english, whichever lashon, when the food shows up, I'll speak a little bit less, and this way the olam, but at least the divrei Torah should not be disturbed because of gashmias. The gashmias is important, but it's not as important, so it's an opportunity for us to be here just for the learning. And then Reb Shen Gut Essen. And the last one of the year is Zichar Azoy. So Nachzer Linyonenu. Says the Medrash, Shapru Masechem. We mamish get an opportunity to make shapru, to make our actions so beautiful. Now let's see the Zera Shimshon. This is the quote all the way down. Says the kosav hayafei toyar, halfway down the kosav hayafei toyar, b'shem hamedrash huva bekolboy shasotoin mekatrig al Yisrael shehem choitem. V'HaKadosh Baruch Hu oimer hevi loy edim. Bring edim. V'hoylech umevi achamo. He brings the sun. I'm going to read it to you from the Zohar HaKadosh itself. V'eloi oid elatrei sadin. There's two edim over here. Who are the two edim? They're normally ayin roya v'oizen shamas. And says the Zera HaKadosh, V'loi oid ela shimsha v'siyara sadan al bernash. The sun and the moon are the ones that can testify what people do. Kama du ikma tiku b'chodesh shoifer bekesem chagenu. My bekese b'yoyme desiyah mischas. It's the day that the moon is hidden. Amay miskases. Why? Begin the kadmote Rosh Hashanah. When Rosh Hashanah comes, the Yasei Samach Mem. The Samach Mem, the Sotoin comes limitba dinai livnoi kame kutchabricha. Eis toiveya, the din of Klal Yisrael. Vahu yoima les de aisi sahadin. says the Eibishter bring Eidim. V'hu yaseh l'shimsha imei. The son comes with the Satan and comes to testify. Ozo l'meisei sira. The Eibishter says, Al pi shnei Eidim. Ichdaf tzvei. You need 2 Eidim. Therefore, where's the second one? The moon, miskase. This is behalten. It's hidden. We don't see it. Ban osar miskasa. Where is it? Elasolkis lau asar. It goes to a place. The itma b'mechusa mimoch al tachkor. What's hidden, you can't be choiker. Lefaisei lo al beno. To be mefayis on the kinderlach. Do you know why it's a hag? Bakese liyom chagenu. The hiddenness of the moon is a siba for the chag. It's a siba because there's no testimony. It's dinei nefashos. Dinei nefashos is not be'ed echad. It needs shnei eidim. So with only one aid, gurnished. No aidus, says the Rebbeinu Shalom, Ani lo shomea shum davar. I don't hear anything wrong against Kais. You're testifying, you're prosecuting. You don't have any aidus. You have no proof. Kesel liyoim chagenu. Zog the Eibishter, shapru masechem. Now it's time for the shofar. It's time to do something about this window of opportunity. Let's see how the Zera Shimshon explains this now in a veining. Zog the Zera Shimshon, yesh l'daktik. Ma tam. See where it is, Rebbe? You see where it is, Yitzi?
No two Eidim, the house of Yom Adin.
Yom Adin it is, but there's nobody to testify.
All good as din then.
The din is it moves over to Rachamim. It's a day of judgment. You get a God forbid, chas v'sham, you get a ticket. No, not with you. Right? And you come to court. The cop's not there.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. That's it. There's nobody to prosecute. There's nobody to testify. The day of judgment is a day of judgment. But if the prosecution doesn't bring what they have to bring, lecha baita, you go home. That's it.
Going into the day, then the day.
The Satan wants to be prepared. So the Satan is doing his job. That's why it's called lahastin. He's there to prosecute. Right? But if you don't have no eidim, then you got no goods on us. So we're good to go. That's Rosh Hashanah. It's Yom Adin. Yom Kippur, wo ist Yom Kippur? Hättest du fragst mich, wie bist du bis Hand? The Ramban says Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah are like this. Rosh Hashanah is a Yom Din birachamim. It's din with rachmunis. Yom Kippur is a Yom Rachamim. Bidin. It's a Yom Rachamim. You get rachmunis, but bidin you have to earn your rachmunis. Yom Kippur is a Yom Rachamim. Bidin. Rosh Hashanah is a Yom Adin birachamim. That's what the Ramban says. That's the difference between the two. Nachzor linyoneinu. V'yesh l'daktik ma'atam shenoisen chidush v'l'shipra ma'isem. Why is it that the hiddenness has to do with the shipra ma'isem? The mashma sha'sotan ein lo edim lahavi lefi sha'lavana niskasa. The Lavana doesn't have any edim because if the Lavana is not, the Satan doesn't have any edim because the Lavana is not there. That means that a person is now going to go ahead and be misakin. I have a question, says the Zera Shimshon. You know what's happening if there's no edim? Maybe Adrabah, says the Zera Shimshon. The person's going to say, you see, I got away with it, right? I can speed. I can go ahead and break the law. See, nothing happened. Maybe it's going to be worse. Freak the Zera Shimshon. Question number one. He just saw how his whole din court case went away. So now everything is going to be good. Sure, it's going to boomerang. It should be biyom chagenu. What's this liyom chagenu? I want to explain the following. There's one midah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu expects every single person to his or her capability. Every person has to muster up one thing that the Eibishter says, this is on you. I'm willing to help Haba letaher misayin oisai. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to give you, but I want one thing from you. What is that? State in the Gemara. Va'ato Yisrael, mo Hashem elekecha shoyel me'imach. What does the Eibishter want from you? Ki im liyira. The Eibishter will ki im liyira. Explains, Ein la Kodesh Baruch Hu ba'olamai ela oitzer shayira shamayim bilvad. Vos hot the Eibishter. What does it mean? He's oitzer, his warehouse. What does he store? He stores yira. Do you know why? That comes from us. That comes from us. Our yira is something like the Loshen is Mo Hashem shoyel me'imach, from you. It doesn't say Mo Hashem shoyel mimcha. What does he want from you? Me'imach, says the Zera Shimshon, next paragraph. Shadi kumamil is me'imach. Shoyel me'imach. What does that mean? Elavadai demairi ayira shamayim shehi bidei adam dafka. Like it says, akol bidei shamayim chutz meyira. What does that mean, chutz meyira shamayim? The amount of yira shamayim that you have, you earned it. It's yours. You made it, and that's netto 100% your schar. With yira shamayim, the kosovayim and Hashem shoyel, ein a right to rak. Davar shehu mimcha dafka. The Eibishter says, all the other things in the world, ich ken ton, but I left you something to do. I left you something. What I left you to do is to have a little bit of respect, to show a little bit of kavod, to have a little bit of respect, a little bit of yira, not to be so quick to just say or do, to refrain. V'davka she'ein loy chelek boy. Davka the Eibishter wants, that's your contribution. Your contribution is the Yira Shamayim. Now, what is the Torah saying? Mo Hashem shalom kicha, ki im liyira. Why did the Torah just go ahead and just say straight out, have yira? What do you mean, Mo Hashem shoyel me'imach? What's he asking for you, ki im liyira? A. B, if you look in the pasuk says a lot more things. Is there a chumash over here maybe? They were supposed, that was a chumash, right? Mo Hashem shal, let's just see the pasuk inside. Dvarim, Yud Beis. Shekoyach. You ready for the pasuk? Lolechas b'chol drachav, lahava oisai, la'ava es Hashem lekecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha, lishmar es mitzvahs Hashem v'eschuka b'asher nech mitzavcha hayom l'toiv lach. Can I read that one more time? What does Hashem want? Kiyim liyira, and then to go in His ways, to love Him, to serve Him, to watch His mitzvahs and His chukim. It doesn't sound like it's just one thing. It sounds like it's a whole list of things,
first,
right?
Yira is the first thing. That's how everything comes off of that.
Zogt the tate, zogt, right? Is macht chasen about, right? Zogt Reb Eli, exactly what the Zera Shimshon's about to say. That with Yira, everything falls into place. Watch. Adayin kosher, lama beloshen shlila marshem shoyel. Doesn't say Yira. She'enach enami. HaKadosh Baruch Hu writes hakol. Kedichsiv, like it says, lishmas mitzvahs v'chukaisav. He wants it all. Va'adarabah. But he's mishabeach the yira. Do you know why? With a little bit of yira, you're in the right direction, and the Eibishter will help you get to all the other things you need. Yira means having a little bit of humility. Yira means having, not to be brazen, to have like a boishas panim. V'hu lefi shal yedei yado yishmar kol ha-mitzvahs. Exactly what you said, Eli. V'im kein ha-yira ein ha-ikar ha-mitzvah. The yira is not the ikar. What is it? He doesn't want to say the yira. The Eibishter wants everything. But he says, you do the yira and everything will fall into place. How is... What's that?
You start with the year.
The Rebbeinu Shem will als shoyel hakoil. He wants everything. Roitze hakoil. Umesayes odom b'shmiras mitzvahs, and he'll help him. He'll do it. Ki abol etayer Messiah noisoi. Avada mishamoch yom hakosav ma Hashem shom imach davko ki im liyira. I just need you, Klal Yisrael, get the ball rolling. Just start off the right way, and then you'll see the siyata deshmaya you're going to have. But that first step has to come from you. Says the Zera Shimshon, ki im shezeu levadoi nogea odam levadoi. Avol kol hashar toli beyira gam hu Messiah behem. Whatever comes afterwards, he'll help you out already. Hu Yisaya behem. V'hine la'achar shenichnas hayira ba'odam. Once a person has yira, memeilu hu zor b'mitzvahs lo yisaseh. He already will make sure he doesn't do the mistakes. Ki the parasha rav v'psechtes ovis, like it says v'yemer shemaim aleichem. Then the tzorch shikanas b'yahav namik tezor b'mitzvahs hasei. Then he'll be careful to do the mitzvahs hasei. And if a person is already holding by a place where he's careful with mitzvahs, now he has the wherewithal to take the mistakes that he had made earlier in the year and turn them around. Look at the next lashon. Uma shekilkul dahainu lisames b'tshuvosoi lasois hara toiv, to make the bad. Do you know what you can do? Do you know what we can do? When it comes on Rosh Hashanah, as we're about to see, Bakese liyoim chagenu, when the moon is not willing to testify against us, the moon disappears, because the moon says deep down, these fellows are good people. I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm going to hide, because truth be told, the virus that they did, whatever they did throughout the year, was not really who they were. It's not their essence. They were captured by the sun. They were trapped, because the essence of a Yid, and this is something Rabbi said you have to know, Medafis an chazarin, that a person be'etzem, sometimes we beat ourselves up. Medaf, it's a Yom Slicha v'Kapara, right? Rosh Hashanah, Aseret Simei Tshuva. You know you have to forgive also? You have to forgive yourself. Because then a person will never be motivated to do tshuva. Because he thinks, I'm a bum. I can't do it. I can't change. A chelik of the slicha and the kapara is that a person has to take an attitude to say, I made mistakes, but I'm better than that. I'm better than that.
At the airport.
Yeah. Al Maisa. Well, may have to say it over, but not hitster. Yeah. Share ato yesh loy maisim toivim sheyatzlichu min hashamayim she'latzlachas b'tshuvasai. Now he has the opportunity to do tshuva. And let's finish off. The yadua sha'ashoifra, and now we come to the secret. Says the Zera Shimshon. So what is it? Ma'ashem shamimcha kiyim liyira. How am I supposed to get yira? Is there a way to get yira? Is there something that can give me a catalyst? Yeah. Says the Zera Shimshon, it's called Tkiyah Shofar. Tkiyah Shofar, Bakese liyoim chagenu, has the koyach to touch a person. First, let's show where it comes from, and then Be'ezus Hashem show why it's true. Says the Zera Shimshon, Ve'yadua, page Kuf Beis, last first column, last paragraph. Ve'yadua sha'shofar machnes hayira beliba shel adam. The shofar has a koyach to give a person exactly what he needs on the yomim noiraim, on the days of awesomeness, the days of fear. It has the koyach kedechsiv im yitoka shofar ba'ir va'am lo yechrodu. Will a shofar be blown and the people will not be fearful? Meaning that the shofar has a koyach to penetrate. Where does that come from? What is the koyach of the shofar? What is the shofar? What is that? Was tut man? You blow in it.
Probably the heart.
It's a cry of the neshama. Amol, a person, we're very busy a whole life, talking and talking and talking, and we're saying nothing. We're talking and we're saying nothing. Shum davar lo yotze mahalev. There's nothing coming out. Mipatpitim, they talk, they chirp, and nothing comes out. Gornish. Like listening to the news. They talk. Parshanut, this type of podcast. Yena podcast, meret, and gornish kommt. Do you know what? When something real comes out, it can't say it. It doesn't even happen in words. I'm going to give you 2 examples. We spoke about this. I heard this from my Rebbe Zechron Levracha. When a person has big emotions, very big emotions, those emotions cannot be mislabish in milim. Words cannot control those emotions. A person, Baruch Hashem, a child gets engaged. Mishrayt, you're screaming. You're happy. A person, let's say, wins the lottery. Let's say. They're screaming. Fans are screaming. You go over to somebody. Whatever they're screaming. Are you happy? I'm happy. I can't even... They're screaming from happiness. God forbid, chas v'shalom, somebody loses a family member, and they're in the shiva, or they're at the burial, and people are crying. And you go over to somebody and say, are you sad? There's no words. The emotions are so deep, you can't put them in words. That, Rabbi Isai, is Kol HaShofar. Das is the shofar from the neshama. The neshama that has a koyach to penetrate and touch a person. It's devarim hayotzim min alev, nichnosim min alev. It has a koyach to penetrate a person and Parshas be machnis in him and make a fundamental change. Shofar shapru masechem. Shofar has a koyach to turn a person around. Zogt the Zera Shimshon. Tiku b'chodesh shofar. If you blow the shofar, then the moon can justifiably hide himself and say, I'm not coming to court. You know why? It's not the same person. Look at him now. Look what happened to him because of that shofar. Shofar is the koyach to give a person the Yira Shamayim that within him awakens a koyach that he can say, it's not who I was. When I did those mistakes, I'm embarrassed of it. I'm not happy about it. I regret doing it. Shapru Maseichem. Bakese, the moon understands this, and when the Satan says, I need Adam, the sun comes along because the Goyim are Oivdim Lachama, the sun comes along. The moon, ich bin nicht du. There's nothing to testify, says the Medrash. Bakese, and that's Yom Chagenu. That becomes a simcha for Klal Yisrael, because Klal Yisrael then is guaranteed we're going to make it. Look at the next paragraph. It says over there, "V'zeu tiku b'chodesh shofar tischadshu ma'aseichem lasos mitzvahs v'achar kach yisakem." You can fix up all of your mistakes. Shapru ma'aseichem. That's why it says b'kesel yom chagen lo tifchedu machmas avoyneseichem. Did you hear that? Loi tifgedu machmas adzai nisht moira. Hab nisht kaimor. Don't be fearful. Don't be scared. What about? Don't worry. Don't think like Talbiachem lasa shuvika hoigem machmas agat mekatrigim. Shai ein lehem koyach. You know why? Lefi shein edim. Shalvana nisres, shtukan edim. That's what we saw in the Zohar HaKadosh. V'oid leyoim chagenu. Shetzorech lahamin sha'Kadosh Baruch Hu yekabel tshuvosai. A Yid has to believe. He needs to know that the Rebbeinu Shalom will accept his tshuva and he will be successful. Therefore, state in Torah and in Shulchan Aruch, cut your nails, take a haircut, Zeo shine, wear nice clothing, yilbash leveinim. Why? Al habitochon shanu boitchim bechesed hakel sheneitzei bedimus. We are going to be okay. So Rosh Hashanah, no Ashamnu, no Bagadnu, no none of that. It's a Yom Tov. It's a Yom Tiv. It's a Gute Tov. You know why? Shapru Masachem. Because the shofar has the koyach to bring out the real you, the real yid, the gutzkeit, shufra, shifra, and pua, the real gutzkeit. So to have that confidence. It's a ridiculous. There's a lot on the line, Rabbi side. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot on the line. But it's not like we can't do it. It's not that we don't have the koyach. On the contrary, and everybody, the Eibishter is rooting for us. He's ready to get up from Kisei Adin and go to Kisei Rachman. We just have to do our part to be zoicha to that.
It'll be overcome.
But you want to say
hallow.
That you can't say hallow. Mayor wants me to show the oilam. And on the camera, that Rabbi Chaim was mezakami Baruch Hashem to put out a sefer on Sukkos and Halal the Ma'aral. It just came into the bookstores this week. So Bez Hashem, you can take me into your sukkah. And if you get one, I'll sign it for you as well, Bez Hashem Yisbarach. This Rabbi Hashem will help him, Bez Hashem, wishing everybody a ksiva v'chsima toiva, mit a gut yomtiv, mit a gmar chsima toiva, Bez Hashem Yisbarach. Shuais v'nechamais for ganz Klal Yisrael. Amen.